Sunny Hostin thought she had the upper hand, but what happened next left her, and everyone else, stunned. Bill Maher didn't just respond. He tore her argument to shreds, all while staying calm, composed, and razor-sharp. This was no ordinary day on The View. Sunny Hostin, the self-proclaimed voice of moral authority, decided to take on Bill Maher in what can only be described as an attempt to push her woke agenda. But Maher wasn't about to play along. The result? A clash so epic, so one-sided, that it left the audience, and even Sunny herself, in complete shock. Let's break down what went down, because you won't believe how Maher dismantled her point by point. The first jab. It all started when Sunny tried to weaponize the term woke. With her trademark tone, she questioned Maher about his recent criticisms of the left and their obsession with woke politics. Why would someone like you, who's supposedly progressive, use a term that's been hijacked by the right? Maher, unfazed, responded with the kind of clarity that left no room for debate. Sunny, I don't think the issue is the word itself. The problem is what the word now represents. It's no longer about fighting injustice. It's about silencing people and enforcing conformity.
Well, I had a different question, but it struck me that in the first segment you used the term woke, and you said that woke is what was sort of ruining everything. And I know that you're...
No, I didn't say ruining everything. I said that's why Trump could get reelected.
That's why Trump could get reelected.
Yeah.
So the term woke has been, in my view, co-opted by the right and weaponized and bastardized. And so I was surprised to hear you use the term, because historically, as you know, because I think you're quite brilliant, that woke is a word used by the Black community to note...
Sunny's pivot. Not one to back down, Sunny took her argument to the next level, accusing Maher of giving conservatives ammunition against the left. Her tone was biting, her words carefully chosen. But Maher wasn't biting the bait. Look, he said calmly, this isn't about left versus right. It's about common sense. When we're supporting ideas that don't align with reality, we're losing people. The audience clapped, but Sunny wasn't done yet.
A word used by the Black community to note that we must be aware of social injustices.
But words
and
migrate.
So why is that a bad thing?
It's not a bad thing, and originally that was absolutely a great thing. Alert to injustice, who's not for that? But words do migrate.
At all concerned about the fact that the International Criminal Court just today issued a subpoena for Bibi Netanyahu?
Well, that's ridiculous.
The heated exchange. Sunny, visibly frustrated, shifted the conversation to an entirely different topic: Israel and Palestine, attempting to frame Maher as dismissive of innocent civilians. Are you not concerned about the innocent lives being lost in this conflict? Maher's response was surgical. Of course I am, but let's not pretend Hamas isn't the problem here. They openly call for genocide. They've started 5 wars since being given land. This isn't about Israel not wanting peace. It's about Hamas not wanting Israel to exist. The room fell silent. Sunny's usual rebuttals were nowhere to be found.
But don't tell me that the left hasn't changed. I mean, I'm old enough to remember when it was the conservatives who hated the Jews.
Yeah.
Okay? That was a joke. But,
Too dark.
Well, maybe it is, but it's true. I mean, you know, if I had any doubt that I was right about the change that's happened in the left, watching people protest for a terrorist organization like Hamas, that straightened me up pretty quick. I mean, it's just astounding to me that they can't tell the good guys from the bad guys. I mean, just morally. I mean, let me tell you, if you're for Hamas, just live in Gaza for a day. And I'm not talking about while the war is on. I mean, before the war. Trust me, you would go running and screaming and begging to live in Tel Aviv, a place that has your values.
Maher's mic drop moment. Realizing she was losing, Sunny made a last-ditch effort to regain control by questioning Maher's commitment to progressive values. But don't you think the left has to lead on these issues? Isn't it our job to set the moral standard? Maher's reply: the ultimate takedown. The left used to lead with compassion and logic. Now it's all about outrage and control. I'm not abandoning progressive values. I'm trying to save them.
Women have no, I mean, this is a show watched by a lot of women. women have no rights
Right.
in this place, and a lot of majority Muslim countries around the world. I mean, there is no equal rights as far as speech, dress, opportunities for education,
Nothing.
Reproductive rights, freedom from violence, freedom from harassment.
The LGBTQ community as well.
Yes.
You that too. But you throw around the term apartheid. There is a gender apartheid in a lot of the world, where women are second-class citizens at best.
Are you at all concerned about the innocent civilians that have been collectively punished and murdered, largely children and women?
Of
and
course.
are you at all concerned about the fact that the International Criminal Court just today issued a subpoena for Bibi Netanyahu?
Well, that's ridiculous, but it's a war.
Why?
It's a war. Because it's a war, and they were attacked, and they're defending themselves. Now, this is a war. Do you think Hamas needs to be destroyed?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
So how
Okay,
can we do
well,
that with a ceasefire?
All right, so Hamas needs to be destroyed because they are a terrorist organization who say openly that they want to commit genocide on the Jewish people, on the state of Israel. That's what from the river to the sea means, okay? And they say it very openly. They said, we did this attack. They've attacked Israel 5 times. They've started 5 wars since they were given that land back. They could have chosen to turn that place into any place they wanted to, and they took a lot of money that they took from the international community, and they spent it on bombs and guns and building tunnels. So if they need to be destroyed, how do we do that? It's a war. I don't know how to do that, and you don't know how to do that.
But are you
I assume the
concerned about
Israeli.
innocent lives?
Of course, everybody is, but that's what happens in a war. Here's a way to stop that: stop attacking Israel. It's just nothing.
Yeah.
And it's narrative over truth. You know. I mean, it's not like when I hear people talk on either side of it, I always think they're lying. They're just telling me half of it.
Yeah.
And I never trust them anywhere until I check out the other half.
The aftermath. By the end of the segment, Sunny was visibly rattled. Her attempts to corner Maher had backfired spectacularly.
There's old school liberals, which I would mostly count myself as, old school conservatives. There's still some of those
You've
left.
changed, though.
Wait, what are the other two?
Go ahead.
What are the other two?
Well, that's what that's what I was trying to find out in this book. I don't think I have. And you know, we were saying in the break, we have to come up with a new word for woke. Let's have a contest, because this is a word that's triggering. But I mean, those concepts that are different than they were 5 years ago. Homeless was a term that I thought we kind of came up with because people were calling them bums and vagrants and hobos.
Yeah, now that's
homeless.
the word.
No.
It's unhoused.
Well, it's
now.
people
Unhoused.
experiencing
Now it's
homelessness. But they're experiencing it on the street.
Yeah.
Okay, the liberal view of that was for compassion's sake. We're the liberals, we're compassionate. Let's get these people off the street. That's not the view of the, whatever word we're going to come up with for this. Their view of the homeless is they're an endangered species that needs to be protected in their natural habitat, living their best life under a bridge.
The audience's applause wasn't just for Maher's words. It was for his ability to calmly dismantle an argument without resorting to insults or shouting. Sunny, on the other hand, she looked like she wanted the segment to end immediately. This wasn't just a discussion. It was a masterclass in how to handle bad faith arguments with poise and logic. Bill Maher didn't just defend himself. He exposed the flaws in the very ideology Sunny was trying to promote.
Biden just presents as old. It's not really fair.
No.
Because he's almost the same age. Trump is almost the same age as him.
I know.
But Trump doesn't present that way. You know, you look at somebody right away, you can kind of just sum them up. I mean, we are not young, but we don't present as old.
Yeah.
Biden does. I saw him yesterday making that speech.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry, he's cadaver-like.
But that's just my take. What do you think? Was Maher spot on, or did Sunny have a point? Let me know in the comments below.